Who's that?
Mabel Goodwin.
Mabel Goodwin.
Mabel Black.
Okay, Mabel is, she was really into the Sesquicentennial, and she was also, worked in the post office, and she worked in the gas and electric, in the Hilton record upstairs in the telephone office. And if you wanted to know anything in Hilton, Mabel was a good person to go and find out, because she could hear what was going on the phones and see what was going on in the mail. She was all fun, but and now she left her shoes to the historian's office, and they're the shoes.
Wow.
I don't know what vintage they are, but they're pretty old, but she made what she had. Another artifact. Okay, next slide. Okay, back to the arresting days of people that didn't have beards. A DNC reporter came out, and he was going to cover the Sesquicentennial, but Vernon Pickett arrested him. He was a constable, and that'd be Jerry's grandfather and Todd's father. And this poor guy didn't understand quite what was happening. Pretty upset, but we got a great article telling all the horrors of being tied up in a pillar and stock. Next slide. And also our illustrious, prominent pharmacist, Bill Brinkle. Didn't think he had to get a permit, or if he did, he didn't have it that day. And Bob Kelly, who was another constable, he arrested Bill, put him in the stocks. And I think Bill kind of liked it, though, for publicity. Okay, next slide. And we have an Atchison descendant. She wasn't from Hilton, but they found her up in Spencerport. Her name was Lilith Atchison Castle. She was 83. She lived on Martha Street in Spencerport, and she represented the Atchison family again for the first settlers here in Parma. Next slide. And the first prize went to the stage and the Rotary School scene. Pete, did you get anything for that?
No,
Not a ribbon or anything?
I'm still waiting for my cup.
Okay, next slide. And here's the couple, the handsome couple that won the first prize for being best dressed. And the last down here is Jenny Mitchell. Again, she's our first graduate from Hilton High School, a gal who graduated in 1899. And her remarks were, well, I never got a diploma when I graduated, and I never needed it. But now that I've got one, I'm tickled pink. Remarks in the article there. Next slide. Whoop, that's it.
Thank you.
Any questions? Anybody?
I got one. Was it two parades? Because in the first set of pictures, they're going west and turning at the drugstore.
No, there's just the one, but I think I got some of them mixed up in sequence. And there was only one, and I think there was a kiddie parade earlier, but didn't have any pictures of that. Yes?
The Archer sisters weren't mentioned at all there. I think Will was still alive yet.
Yes, Ruth and Florence, I think. I didn't have any information on them, but I know they were involved. There's a scrapbook out there that you might want to look at that's done by an Archer descendant.
I used to have to take their furniture for the port for their attic
Okay.
in the fall.
You lived right next door, didn't you?
Well, almost.
Yeah.
We were where the boys.
Yeah. Well, thanks for bringing that up. Any others? Just Pete, or Ken, I'm sorry.
Little backstory on my sister with that doll. That doll belonged to our aunt, Francilia Tabor Holden. And she had that doll when she was a child. My sister still has that doll.
You should have had it shipped up here, airmail for the program, but that's okay. We got the picture.
No, it's locked away safely in West Virginia.
Pete,
I got a question more than anything. Doesn't necessarily have to do with the Sesquicentennial, but it's a challenge. And I'm going to challenge, and I would bet there's not more than 4 people in this room that will get it. I want to know where Beverly's shoe store was. The original Beverly's shoe store.
Well,
The only one that might know it is
should we
John
ask the
Adams. John or Mike or, one of those guys might. Because when I tell them, they're gonna
Question
say,
is, where was Burley Shoe Store
Where was
located on
Vince-
Main Street in relation to some of the other buildings?
What store?
Next to the pleasure shop.
What store?
I can tell you that if you're not over 75, if you're not over 70, you're not gonna get this. I guarantee you.
Well, what's the answer?
The answer is,
Between the,
it was on Hub,
Furniture?
it was on, no, it wasn't even on Main Street.
right, it was at.
It was on
right
Hubby
behind-
Street, right behind the old, what turned into be the IGA. There was some buildings down along
Yeah.
there,
Yes.
and they tore those buildings down to put the parking lot in there. And one of them was Vince Burley's shoe store in there, and it wasn't, well, it was about,
Tommy Roberts Barber Shop
well,
was the other one.
it was probably about 20 feet square wide and probably 30 feet deep. And you go in there, I mean, the only time I ever been in there, I was about that high. And I'm 77 now, so you do the math. I said, nobody over 70, under 70 is gonna get that. I thought maybe Paul might get it, or John Adams might. But anyways,
John remembers it.
I throw that out challenge to people when they come into Hilton and they think they know Hilton. I always use that word.
Well,
But anyways, I didn't
I
mean to interrupt
vaguely
your party.
remember it.
Dave,
Yes.
wasn't there a fireman's convention as well that was simultaneous with this?
Yes, there
Because
was.
I remember them being all sorts of firemen and all sorts of beer being consumed.
Well, that'll have to be part 2 to this sequence, because, but you're right, there was a big fireman's convention in concert with this.
And just one quick incident that sort of, I think, was alcohol fueled. I remember a sort of a fire hose fight between a truck coming round in the corner on South Avenue going down.
Spraying the crowd?
No, there was no other firemen were on the other side. They had some kind of hose too. And they were sort of having a little big squirt gun war, solving moving fires.
Does anybody else remember that? I
No, it wasn't an
kinda,
event. It was just a guy.
yeah.
It was nothing.
No, those are good things to bring up, because I'm sure that it was happening. There was just a lot of fun and games going on, all in good spirit. Any other questions? There's an artifact table up here that you're all welcome to come up and look at. There's a couple of scrapbooks. One thing I forgot to mention is that this is the first year there was no written history book on the town of Parma or the village of Hilton up until this time. And Betty Keller wrote the first one. This is this little green book here. Some of you probably are aware of. It's not published anymore. We have several in the historian's office, but she wrote a very good, concise history of the village of Hilton. And that was in '59. And then Shirley Cox Houston, she was working for the Hilton Record, and she had access to all of Charlie Cooper's files. And she got extremely interested, and she wrote this book right after the Sesquicentennial, which was much more involved, all on the town of Parma, with lots of old photographs and stories. And this is what gave her her big start in history, and that was her lifelong passion. She became county historian at one point, and when other towns and villages needed one, she'd pitch in and help them. Talked about the hats, the scrapbook. This scrapbook here was done by Fern Stevens Cross, who was an Archer descendant, and she had worked at the Fraser store for many years, and she was all interested in history, and there are a lot of the clippings. This was the souvenir program for the event. And the picture of the first fire doesn't look like a very happy celebration. I think they could have done a better job with that. But other than that, it's mostly ads to get funding. And then this was Bill Newcomb's wife put this scrapbook together. And you've seen a number of the slides, there's some of the newspaper clippings in the slides, but there are others there, so you're welcome to have a look at those things. So that's the end of the program. Thanks again. We have to discuss one thing here. For John Adams, for leading such an exemplary life after a life of crime, we have got a little gift here for you.
The Valentine's Day for the good guys.
Now, unfortunately, our harvest queen didn't come in tonight, and she would have been our harvest queen for the event tonight. We have a dozen roses for her. But Frank Hubble here had a wonderful idea. He said, let's auction them off. So the folks here, now, any of you guys who are late on Valentine's Day,
One at a time, you gotta.
one at a time. We don't want to overload anybody, but one at a time. We have 12 nice roses here. They're fresh from Justice Flores, a local Parma company. Why don't you just pull one out?
I better get as many as they want.
So there's 12. There's not going to be enough for everybody, but let's see. Who'll give me $5 for this rose? Okay, how, do I hear 7? So we got 5. 6? $6 for that? No, you're still at 5. 6? 6? No? Okay, $5.
$5.
For Jim.
Jim, how many you want?
You want so much?
Thank you.
We'll save one for Sherry though. Okay. Okay, we've got another rose coming. We'll give it $5.
Oh, we
John
got
Corcoran.
it.
6? 6, anybody? It's a special rose. It's a little bigger than the last one. Okay.
You got those? All right, you're good for it.
Okay, we got another one here. Now, wait a minute, is that for 5 or 6?
5.
Okay.
Point out who gets the blue bottom.
Yep, okay, next rose, $5 for another rose. Yes, sir. It's $6. Oh, we got 6 over here. This is the biggest rose of all. And how about 7? Anybody for 7? No? That's the first one to go. They're getting scarce now. We've only got about 6, 7 left.
Who is it over here?
Okay, next, who wants to get another rose? Yes.
Jim.
Jim.
There you go. Oh, you're gonna be a hero tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And right there, do you think Pete McCann wants one?
Got some at the florist.
Okay.
What?
Okay, we still got a few left. Anybody else? Yes, we got another rose over here.
There he is. He's been waiting too.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Still got a couple left.
I got
Another rose,
5 left.
5 left. Okay, there's one in the back, Danny. And Amanda, are you bidding against each other? Amanda, did you bid 6?
No, we got 5.
Still got a few left for your sweetheart. Okay, another rose.
3 left, eh? Oh, Frank's got one.
Anybody looking for another rose here for $5? How many you got left? 3 left.
I got 2 left now.
Okay. Well, I better get one for Mark.
You bet.
Want to hear $20 for mine?
Okay, our last rose.
All drones, guys, for sharing. All right, just in the nick.
One row is left.
You got one over
Yeah,
here.
that's right. Anybody?
Bring you up.
I guess, John said we saved that one for sure.
Right.
So, thank you very much, that's great.
Thanks for your generosity, everyone. Wow, that's great. I think big. You want to buy one? Oh, all right.
2 for 5, right?
Okay. You bought your rose. All right, thank you, everyone. Well, then come on up. We have some cookies and
Wait.
50-50. Holy crow.
I know, I'm just like,
All right, 50-50, get out your nose and ask our historian to pick a ticket. Read the last 3 digits if you want.
182.
182. The controversy, no, sir, it is a 182. Ah, we have it. Thank you. Nancy has to arrange the back, so see Nancy in the back. 182. Yep, you're Nancy's got it. Thanks a lot, everyone. Okay, I think this place worked out pretty well. We can accommodate everyone much more comfortably, so we're going to be doing it again here next month. And can somebody remind me who's our speaker next month? I forgot. Nancy, you got it next year? No, I'm sorry. All right, well, look for the newsletter and we'll let you know. Okay, you're welcome to stay. Oh, Terry.
Me and Mike want our chairs, our good chairs.
You want a better chair? Okay.
we do too. You're not gonna get in here.
The other chairs are better I was standing in the back, I didn't notice.
These are terrible.
They were always sitting in a special area.
Okay, well, that's, we'll be able to, I'm wondering if we can maybe find a meeting, so those that are, you get here early. Any other ideas, thoughts, concerns, complaints, suggestions?
Frank, is that the comment from the other night?
Yeah. Red spot is Mars.
Okay, Dave, go ahead.
Just wanted to say one thing at the end, and that is to thank Frank Hubble for his expertise in doing the PowerPoint, all the different things, getting the music and parade and so forth on. That's not the easiest thing in the world to do for amateurs.